Hi guys, welcome back to Facebook Live. I'm Harry, joined by Duck as always.
Hello everybody.
Right, Duck.
Yes.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus,
Something that's been
yes.
around a lot in the news recently, and
It
inside
has, with good
businesses
reason.
as well. Yes, definitely. So what we're going to talk about is phishing to do with the coronavirus.
Yes.
It's very easy for people to kind of get sucked in with a phishing attack that's using the coronavirus, as it's very topical at the moment. You know, it's a global health crisis, and especially if it comes through from what looks like the World Health Organization.
Yes,
as
that's what happened in this case.
yeah.
So let's start at the beginning. This is one that we received at Sophos Labs. I think as far as I'm aware, there have been many other examples. As you know, phishing is where the crooks try and get you to react to an email by fear or by $100 McDonald's gift card, something for free. We know to ignore those, but I think you'll agree, let me get this right, that one, if you ignore the spelling mistakes, it kind of looks like something that you might want to click on. It's got the WHO logo. It claims to be from the World Health Organization. And it's not asking you for money, and it's just saying sort of learn more. So the text there, it says, go through the attached document on safety measures. Now, I know many employers will have been emailing their staff saying, hey, here's what you need to know. If you get a fever, please stay at home. If you want to see a doctor, this is what you can do. You know, the employers will have been sending out emails, and people kind of feel that maybe it's their duty to know a bit more about the precautions, about the symptoms and that. So you can understand why someone might click through. If you're not a native speaker of English, you might not notice the spelling mistakes, or you might be in a hurry. It does look legit. And let me go quickly that what happens is you end up, basically, you kind of end up on the World Health Organization's page, except you don't. So you see there, that's where you go to. Now, the page in the background, that image in the background, that just doesn't look like the World Health Organization's page. It is. It's sucked down from the WHO website, stuck in the background, and then the crooks pop up on the fake side, that little dialogue that you see there that says, verify your email. Now, you should know, obviously, that if you're going to like the WHO website for free public advice, you shouldn't have to give your email address. But you can understand you might be a bit nervous, or you might think, oh, your email address, just put in my data. And the big trick here, which is, reluctantly I have to say the clever part, is that once you've done that, that's where you end up. And you see the background picture is identical, but now it's redirected you to the WHO.int site. So now you're on the real site, and you can go and read the real article from the real source about the real thing. And on the way, you just went through that page where you put in your email address and your password. Of course, that wasn't the WHO site, so where that went was the crooks.
Yes.
And now you're on the site and you think, oh, well, while I'm there, I might as well look it up. So you've already been hooked, lured, hooked, reeled in, and they've got your data.
We've got a love you guys, thanks for what you do from Stephanie. And
Thanks,
also
Stephanie.
Teresa saying hello from snowy, blowy Ottawa in Canada.
Well,
Canada.
It is actually winter here. It was like -5 last night, but lovely clear skies and not a breath of... Do you get breaths of snow? Not a drop of snow. So we're quite fine here.
Yeah. So like you said, there was a few spelling mistakes. What is the other most typical things that you can kind of spot with these kind of phishing
Well,
things?
the obvious thing here, there are the spelling mistakes. There's the fact that if you hover over the button, you'll see that it doesn't go to anything that looks like WHO. Let me just show you that. If we just go back quickly, whoops. Let me turn the phone the right way around, that would help. Let's go back to the first page. Hopefully you can see that. No, I'll need this one. You'll see that what the crooks have done is I obscured the actual domain they used. That was a website. It belonged to a radio station that had obviously been hacked. And the crooks had borrowed a subdirectory on that web page, which was /WHO/index.php, which is you might expect to see, and you see WHO, so you kind of might be lured in. But the stuff that you would see at the front didn't look anything like WHO. It didn't have the padlock, so it wasn't a secure site. Yeah. Now, the crooks often do have padlocks, but if you see a site without a padlock, don't go there because it's not secure. Anyone can snoop on what you're doing, so you shouldn't go there anyway. Yeah. And there's the obvious thing that if it really is a WHO site, if this really is, hey, this is for the world to know, this is publicly available information that we're publishing for free, there is no need for you to put in your email address. Exactly. So if you see the pop-up, just go no. You know, if in doubt, don't give it out. So the fact that if ever a site asks you for what seems like either unreasonable information for them to ask for or more than you would expect, because that's another trick the crooks use.
Yeah.
They take the real login form and they add a couple of extra fields. So where you might be used to putting in your email address and say, oh, and give us your telephone number as well.
Yeah.
Or give us your birthday. And they're sucking out a little bit of information from you every time.
Yeah.
So here they're after your email address and your email password. And of course the bad news is if they can get into your email account, then they can probably do things like password resets on other accounts of yours. The email will come through, they'll receive it, so they might be able to take over your email account, and from there they might be able to get into other accounts.
And that fades on quite well to what I was going to say next. So if you get to this stage where you've gone through and you've added in your details and you've put it in, and then you go, you get redirected and you go, oh wait, where the hell was I just then? What can you do? Is there something you can?
Exactly. You see, you're at the World Health Organization site, and then if that last page I showed, if you were to go back and type in that URL yourself or reload that page, it wouldn't ask you for your email address, and then the penny should drop. Uh-oh, I gave in something I didn't need to. What do you do? Well, my advice, particularly if you've put in a password, is as quickly as you can, get into the account yourself. Find your own way to the website. You should know how to get to, if it's whether it's your email or it's Twitter or Facebook or PayPal or whatever it is. Find your own way to the site, log in yourself, and change your password as soon as you can. Because typically what the crooks will do is when they get hold of passwords through phishing, they do two things almost immediately. One is they check to see if your password works on your email account. Yeah. And if they get in, they can maybe go in and change your password, and then they've not only got into your account, they've locked you out. So the sooner you act, the better. The other thing the crooks do is it's called credential stuffing, which is a big word, big two words, that mean once they think they've got one password, they try it on all your accounts that they can think of, just in case you use the same password twice. So if you realise you may have given something to the crooks and you've got a chance to go and change details that would benefit them, go and change them immediately. The sooner you act, the better it is. And by the way, if what you've given away might be financial details, not a password, but things like credit card data, credit card security code, etc., get your credit card out, turn it over, there'll be a fraud reporting number on the back. The crooks can't fiddle with that. That's the real deal. Phone it up and talk to your financial institution as well. The sooner you act, the less chance there is for the crooks to get in and start doing things before you cut them off.
Exactly. So moving on for this is a good point. So Teresa said that she comes for the helpful tips and wise advice. She stays for Duck's extended explanations.
Excellent. Hopefully it's not too long, just short enough. We're trying to keep them brief enough.
So if you see this kind of happening, especially with family friends, or if you just see it online, how can you help prevent, it getting spread to family friends?
Yes, you think, I know what I'll do. I'll forward this to all my friends and say, don't click this. That's probably a bad idea because you're just spreading something that's bogus to start with.
Exactly.
Now, if you do get phishing scams, particularly if they're subtle ones that you think, my goodness, I could have fallen for that, you can report them. Most cybersecurity companies have a reporting page, so whichever product you're using, find out how to do it. If you've got Sophos, for example, Sophos Home, that's free. Sophos Mobile Security, that's free as well. So lots of you may be using our products. If you go to sophos.com, our website, just put into the search box, submit a sample, and you'll get to a page which will tell you can submit spams, phishes, and even if you've got an attachment, for example, a file that you think might be a virus, you can even upload that to Sophos Labs. And that way, the idea is, if you do that, the worst thing that can happen is you send us something that isn't a virus or that we've already got. No skin off our nose, really. The best thing you can do is you could help the next guy, and that really, really makes a difference.
Exactly. Right. Well, thank you very much for all your comments on the live stream. And if we didn't get round to answer them live, then me or Doug will get round to answer them later. So, thank you very much for watching. And still next time.
Thanks, everyone. Stay secure and be careful before you click. Don't rush in where angels fear to tread.